today we're going to be reading Reddit stories. These are the craziest Reddit stories that are basically out there. They're the most upvoted. They're the craziest ones, and they're super funny. And like I said, they're just crazy. And we're going to give our opinions on them after. You guys can stick around and watch it. There's not going to be too long of a video, but it's going to be some crazy ass stories that we're going to be reading, and we're going to give our opinions on them. Okay, so the first story is a crazy one, and this story has been deleted. The account was deleted that posted the story because it was so crazy. But I, 32 male, am divorcing my wife, 33 female, after finding out that my son, 5 male, is not mine. This is gonna be a crazy one, I can already tell. So, well, a couple of weeks ago, I found out that my wife cheated on me 6 years ago. The way I found out is that her sister told me after going to visit her to find out how the delivery of her first child was. She confessed to me that 6 years ago, my wife told her that she slept drunk with her best friend. In her words, my wife was very sorry. At the time, she told me I was with my son, and immediately after leaving her house, I went to take a paternity test with him, fearing the worst. A week later, I get the results, and my fears came true. My son is not mine, and for some reason, I began to see the boy differently, more as an acquaintance than a son. With proofs in hand, I confronted my wife at night when the child was sleeping. She asked me who told me, and I simply told her that it is none of her business. Although obviously it will not take long to connect the dots that it was her sister. Well, that is not my problem now. Regardless of that, I asked her for a divorce, which is now in the process. She was devastated. She swore to me more than once that nothing happened with anyone again. She that she has been faithful to me in body and soul since then. I held back the urge to insult her to avoid complications during the divorce issue, not believing a word she said, mostly blaming the alcohol instead of taking the blame herself. After talking about it, she threatened me, saying that she would demand full custody of the child. I was so annoyed at that moment that I told her, okay, I don't want anything to do with something that's not mine. That she kept that she keep the child and I'll keep the dogs. We have 2 dogs that we adopted as puppies, and they are currently 8 years old each. After my words, she tried to convince me to take care of the child with her, that I am his father. At that moment, I exploded. I was so angry, and I held back so much of the urge to scream that I just yelled at her to go and take her bastard with her. Damn. A week has passed since and that a week has passed since that, and I am at home. It is in my name because it is a gift from my parents. She went to her parents' house with her kid, and she has not called me since then. She left with everything and the half asleep kid when I yelled at her, especially since it was the first time I really yelled at her. This sure affected her. I talked to my parents, and my dad told me that I did the right thing and that I shouldn't be raising something that is not of my blood. And I agree with them. However, the pain is still there. My younger brother told me to write here to entertain myself. I am currently seeing a therapist 3 times a week who told me that I have already taken the first step, which was to leave behind what causes me pain. It just hurts to know that my family no longer exists. Regarding why my sister in law told me everything, according to her, she felt guilty seeing me always happy with my son, knowing that he may not be mine, and that the fact we went to visit her in a moment of weakness caused her to completely break down with guilt. I don't know how true that is. I just know that right now I feel tremendous hatred for my wife and a feeling between pain and resentment for the child, although it's just time to get ahead. I just hope this divorce goes smoothly. We have separate finances and properties, and if she really asks for child support and I have proof that it's not mine, according to my lawyer, that's more than enough if she tries a legal process for that. My therapist also recommended that I not see him nor her, that regardless of the child's feelings, I should focus on my own first. That child is no longer my problem, and the sooner I accept it, the better. Sorry for the misspellings. English is not my first language. So that's the first story. That's a really crazy one right there.
That's fucked.
Raising a kid for 5 years and then it not being yours is really sad, and you really bonded with that kid and loved that kid, and you thought your wife was faithful and you thought you had a family. I mean, I think he was a little harsh on the kid because it's not the kid's fault. I don't know if he should have stayed in the kid's life if it was causing him that much pain. I kind of feel like he should have, but if it was really causing him that much pain, I don't know. But I believe him divorcing his wife was the right thing to do. I don't think he's an asshole in the situation at all. This isn't an asshole story, but I don't think he's an asshole. That's a pretty fucked up and crazy story. That's really sad to find out.
Yeah.
And here's one of the comments that somebody said: the child has a father, and the mother knows exactly who he is. I find it odd that so many are trying to guilt trip this man into taking a lifetime burden while being reminded daily of his wife's infidelity. This type of fraud is uniquely one-sided. Because so many of you keep responding to me, I'd like to point out that this man's right to choose was taken away. It's the same logic of forcing a woman to give birth. Yep. That is very true. A lot of the comments are basically agreeing with the man, the guy that ended up finding out the child was not his and his wife ended up cheating on him. And he raised the kid too, so he already did a huge part in it, but he's no longer going to have the kid in his life, which is understandable from his side. And I think it was a good choice to get rid of his wife, kind of just to stop after she did that.
Okay, so the next story says, I thought she took me to the restroom to have sex. I was wrong.
Mm.
What?
This one's gonna be a weird one.
Yeah. In college, I met a girl at a house party. We drank and talked, started kissing with tongues and all. She asked me to the restroom with her. Of course, I said. She took me by the hand and led me away. I went in first, and she shut the door behind her and locked it. I was certain things were about to go to the next level. She said, "Hang on," and unzipped her pants. She sat down on the toilet. I thought she had to pee. Then she grunted. I heard a
Oh,
fart.
the fuck?
I heard a fart, then a plop. What the
Whoa!
hell? I
Shitting in front of a random dude.
I unlocked the door and ran. Never saw her again.
Now that right there is how you scare
Dude,
off
what?
somebody the first time you meet them. That's how you scare off somebody. Just go in
Oh
there,
my
bring them
god.
with you, and start shitting up the toilet.
Yeah,
The
that
first
is
time you meet a
weird.
dude, you fucking poop in front of them. That's weird. Maybe in a long-term relationship, but holy hell, that's how you
That
scare
is
him off.
weird.
I was not expecting that. That is a weird twist.
Yeah, that is
That was a
weird.
short but crazy and weird story. Okay, this next one is like more of a sad one. This one's gonna be kind of crazy too. That's one where somebody's on here just venting. But my father just called me to wish me Merry Christmas. I've been homeless for 3 months, so it's already that's just the title of it. You can tell me about. Just need to vent. As the title says, I've been homeless for 3 months. My father lives about an hour away from library slash park slash Taco Bell slash Dunkin' Donuts, where I spend my time. He lives with his wife. They have a 2-floor house. His wife's son and his wife live on the second floor. They have a fully finished basement. When I was about to become homeless, I asked to stay there for a few months so I could get back on my feet. The answer was absolutely not. What kind of sadistic fucking behavior is this? 2 days ago, it was 15 degrees Fahrenheit outside. He hasn't responded to my phone calls for 2 months or so, but calls me to wish me Merry Christmas. Thanks for reading. I guess Merry Christmas to you all. And this was only posted 2 days ago and has 30,000 upvotes and 20,000 comments. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, it's pretty sad. But I'll read a comment. Somebody said, "I was homeless and not allowed near my parents' house for years. I couldn't understand why at the time. Sober 11 years today. Welcome home anytime. Sometimes the most loving act from our families is to hold us accountable for our actions and to allow us to feel the weight of our own decision making without stepping in before natural consequences. Sure glad my folks were strong enough to boot me out for stealing and shooting dope in their house. I guess they didn't want my younger siblings to find my dead body someday. After getting sober, I had a career at a treatment center. I worked 5 different years over the Christmas shift, and it's usually a time for reflecting on what we have squandered. Hang in there and use the pain to your advantage. Maybe if what you're doing isn't working and you're generally in pain with your current lifestyle, it could be time to try making a change." And then somebody said, "Seems to be what's going on with this dude too. Hope he sobers up for his own sake as well as his family." But basically, there's two sides to it. Like I do kind of feel bad he's homeless and he's out in the cold and his family won't let him stay with him. But then also he could be addicted to some type of drugs. He could steal from his family, be a super bad influence on if there's any children there or anybody there, just kind of hurt them even more. So they kind of want to keep him away to kind of make him figure out things on his own. I do feel like they should give him a little bit more help than just ignoring him. They should at least maybe help him sometimes, maybe not let him live there. But I think I don't know. I don't think that the dad is real bad in this, but I also understand where the guy that OP, the person who made the story, is coming from.
Yeah.
But basically, somebody also said, judging by your username and your post history, I'm going to assume he's done everything he feels is necessary to help you. You haven't taken any steps toward helping yourself. I'm wishing you the best of luck with any addictions or struggles you may be going through and hoping you can find the motivation and opportunity to move in a positive direction. So, yeah, so people say that they went through this guy's account before, and it seems like he has problems, and the dad's not letting him around because he doesn't want it to be a bad influence or just keep giving in to the guy, the OP, giving in to OP and giving them what they want, basically. So I kind of understand the father more honestly. And this guy has a real big hatred towards his father for doing this. So it's kind of like it's either his way or the highway. It seems like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think? Do you think? I think the dad is probably right to do that, from what
I
other people are
mean,
saying in the
yeah, I
comments.
guess.
Okay,
Hey
guys.
guys.
So that's the end of our video right here, reading Reddit stories. We only read 3, but there were some pretty crazy ones. We really hope you guys stayed all the way through the video and you guys liked these a lot, and you guys want to hear more of these. Just let us know in the comments. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe for us, guys. YouTube is, like I said before, we're going to be doing most of our content now because, as you guys all know, we have a TikTok community and everything, but TikTok could be getting potentially banned. So we're going to be using YouTube a lot more, and our content on here is going to be a lot better. It's going to probably be the same as TikTok, depending if it brings me. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do some on here, but we're going to do vlogs, a bunch of other stuff. So go ahead and like and subscribe, guys, and also comment some video ideas or anything like that, or just give your thoughts on the video and your guys' thoughts on the stories too. Bye, guys. Thank
Bye
you.
guys.